Today we're going to be reviewing this Godox SL60W lighting kit with Softbox. Before we go over all the specs of this light, I first want to tell you that on this channel we do tech reviews. So if you're new here, consider subscribing, and if you do, hit the notification bell, that way you get notified the next time we upload a new video. This light is a 60-watt continuous LED light. The color temperature is set at daylight 5600K. It has a color rendering index of 95. The brightness is adjustable. It features a rear LCD display panel. This light can be remote controlled with the supplied remote, and it also uses a Bowens mount. Let's go ahead and unbox this light, set it up, and test it out. In this box, it looks like we get a instruction manual. It looks like a warranty card. Here's the power cord, very long power cord. Here's the remote control. And here is the light. With the LCD display in the back and the brightness control, on and off button, and the power connector. And here is the mount that comes with the light. And that is it for the contents of this box. That is it for the contents of the bag. In the bag is the Softbox. And there's the Bowens mount. And this is a screen for the front of the Softbox. And it looks like some type of reflector here. To set up the Softbox, what you need to do is take each one of these rods and extend it out until you see this clip snap into place like that. So you just got to go around and do that to each one of the rods that are on this Softbox. We've got them all snapped into place. And there we go there. The Softbox is now assembled, and we're ready to mount the light right into the Bowens mount. Now, to get the light installed onto the Softbox, what you're going to want to first do is remove the lamp cover. So there's this safety piece here that you're going to have to pull back, and when you pull back, that will release the lamp cover. So as you can tell here, there's some notches, okay? And those notches are the ones that will release the lamp. So what we're gonna do is now pull this back and turn it so we can get the cover off of there. So now with the cover off, we can take the light and place it right over the mount here. And once you have it into the notches that we were just looking at, then you just turn it until you hear it snap in place. And there you go there. The light is now installed. Now that we have our light mounted onto the Softbox, I have a standard light stand here that we're going to mount it onto to demonstrate how this is installed. So we're just going to take the light here, and we're going to position it over the stand. And once we have it in place here, we're just going to lock it down with the lock nut here. And now the light is installed. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to plug in the power cord and power up the light. Okay, power cord is now installed. We have a on and off switch here. We have a group and channel button here so that you're going to be able to adjust that to be able to work with the provided remote. and you also have the brightness control here. So we're just going to go ahead and turn on the light, and let's see here, you can see that the light is on, and right now we're at 10%. So as I move the dial, you can see that it moves by 1% increments. So we'll just move this over to, let's see here, we're at about 50% brightness there. And you can tell in the background how bright this is getting. So we'll just go to full intensity. That's 100% brightness right now. So that's very bright. And it looks like the temperature of the light right now is at 2400 Celsius. So it's starting to heat up just a little. And as we bring the intensity down, now the temperature of the light is starting to drop. Now it's at 23 Celsius. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is try out the remote control. And right now it shows that it's operating on channel 2, group B. The remote right now is, let's see if I can get this on camera here. The remote right now is set to channel 1, group A. So I'm going to go ahead and match that onto the light here so that the remote control can communicate. So we're going to switch this over to group, change that to A, change the channel to 1. So now it's operating on the same channel and the same group as the remote is. So now with the remote, I am going to change the intensity. We'll bring this down to, that's 35%. And as I'm moving the remote control here, okay, you can see I can bring that down. Well, that's as far as I can go on the remote. It's 25%. It's a little weird because the light itself can go all the way down to 10%. So with this dial, I can bring it down even further, just 10%. Not sure why that is. There's also a temperature control on the remote control, which this light does not have a temperature control, so that's not going to apply for this light. So this is probably a general remote that Godox has for different lights. But if I hit the setting, you can see that as I change the temperature, it does nothing to the light. And that's because this light doesn't have temperature control on it. But if we go back to the intensity, we can only, oh, there we go. Not sure why it was stuck at 25%, but now the remote is going down to 10%. So the remote is able to change the intensity the same as you could change on the light itself. So the only thing that you're not going to get control over is the temperature of the light. And again, that's because this light doesn't have a way to be able to change the temperature. It's already set at daylight. So we can quickly see that if we change this dial here and we go to 60%, the remote control doesn't update to 60%, which means that as soon as I hit the plus button, it's going to drop the light down to, which would be about 20%. So as soon as I hit this button, and you can see the light drop down to 21%, because the remote will override your settings of the light. The light does not override the settings on the remote control. So just keep that in mind. That is pretty much it for the settings of this light. You just change the intensity, and that's pretty much it there. We're gonna go ahead and turn off the light and turn it around here. And now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna back out this light here for a second. We're gonna go ahead and install the front piece here of the Softbox. So I'm gonna go ahead and quickly do that here. And I also like to note that the inside of the Softbox, you have all of this Velcro. You have about 1 inch Velcro piece here. So it makes it very easy to install the front piece of this Softbox. So you're not sitting there trying to get this piece onto a small piece of Velcro. There's a lot of room to play with here, so you can easily just get this installed onto the Softbox with no issues here. All right, now that we've got that installed, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the light. And there we go there. We are currently at, let's see here, we're at 10%. So we're at the lowest setting for this softbox light. And you can see that the light coming off of this is very soft. So this light is working very well here. So I'm just gonna move this up to, let's see here, we'll go all the way up to 100%. And we are at 100% right now. And you can see this light is very bright. But with this softbox, it does soften it up quite a bit, which is very good for this light. So I'm just gonna turn this around so you can kind of see what it's doing to our background here. I'm gonna go ahead and lower the intensity here. Let's go down to 10% again. And you can see that it's putting out very little light and it's very soft. So this softbox is doing a great job softening up this LED light. So I'm just gonna turn it up to, let's say, 50%. And there you go there. You can see it got much brighter here. One thing I like to note is that you also get this reflector piece. So if you wanna concentrate the light onto a specific area, you can use this reflector to be able to do that. And you install the reflector the same way that you do the softbox. There's the notches here, the 3 notches that line up to the 3 cutouts on the light. So all you got to do is just place it over the light, and once you have it in place, you just turn it and it locks into place. So now that it's locked into place, it's good to go here. So I'm just going to turn this on so you can see how concentrated this light is. So it's almost like a spotlight. So we're at 10% power there, and you can see how bright this light is. So I'm gonna go all the way up to 100%. And there we go there, we're at 100% there. And you can see how with this reflector, you can really concentrate that light. You can see how the reflector is preventing the light from shining from this point that way. It's concentrating all of the light within this range here. So the reflector will come in handy in some situations where you only want that light to be shining into a specific area. So you get 2 options. You get the reflector to be able to concentrate the light, and then you also get the softbox to be able to spread the light evenly and soften it up for your production use. So the next thing that we're going to do now is we're going to set up the light, replace our studio light. Currently we're using an LED panel with an umbrella to diffuse the light coming off of the LED panel. So we're going to set up the Godox SL60W with the softbox and see if we can improve our studio lighting. We've now switched over to the Godox SL60W light, and judging by what I'm seeing here in the preview monitor, it looks like the light is coming off very even. It's diffused very well. It looks like at least my face here and the rest of me here, which is a subject for this video, looks like everything's evenly lit, and I really do like the look that I'm getting from this light here. Currently we're at 10% power, which I think is for this video right now, 10% is plenty of power. And I'm going to go ahead and increase the intensity just to see what the difference is between 10%, which right now I'm exposed correctly for this video, and being slightly overexposed. So we're going to start moving this up. We're at 20% here. And even at this level, the lighting still looks pretty good. It's a little harsh, but if I bring it back down to maybe 15%, I think that looks okay there. But we're gonna move it all the way up to 100% just to see what it looks like, just so you can get an idea of how bright this light can really get here. And I have the light set up slightly off center. I have it on my left-hand side here. Let's see, we're at 50% there, and the light, you can tell, is very bright at this point. I'm gonna keep moving it up. And we are now at about 85% brightness. And we are now at 100% brightness. And you can see that I'm completely blown out here because this light right now is extremely bright. So this light puts out quite a bit of brightness. And I'm just gonna bring this all the way back down to 10% again. which is where we want to have it for this review video. So we are now back at 10%, and I am using the provided remote control to be able to control the brightness of the light there. So I think overall this light, compared to what we had before, I think the lighting now is a lot better, because with this softbox, the combination of the light and the softbox, it really softens up the light, and at 10% I think it's perfect for what we're doing here, doing these review videos. So I can tell right now, even before going through post-processing, that we are going to be switching over to this light. I really like the look that I'm getting with this combination of the softbox and the Godox SL60W light, compared to what I had before, which was the LED panel and then an umbrella to diffuse the light. This look is a lot more appealing in my opinion. So overall, I think this light is doing a great job as far as to be able to light a subject for this type of video work. Now that we've gone over all the features, unboxed, set up, and tested this light, let's go over our final thoughts. First, let's talk about the build and design of this light. The enclosure of this light is made out of metal, and it's built very well. It feels very solid. There is some weight to this light. I think it's built very well, and it does feel rugged, so that if you accidentally do drop this light, I think it will survive a drop, provided that you don't hit the LED piece, which is very sensitive there. The rest of this does feel like it could take a little bit of a beating and survive it, because it feels very rugged and it feels like it's built very well there. As far as the design of the light, I think the manufacturer did a great job there. You're getting quite a few options when it comes to what you can do with this light. I really like the fact that the manufacturer, Godox, went with the Bowens mount, because that's going to give you a lot of options. I'm glad that they didn't go with a proprietary mount, so that you're stuck only using whatever the manufacturer puts out in terms of what you can mount onto this light. So being that it does have the Bowens mount, you're going to be able to mount any piece onto here, any softbox that has the Bowens mount on it. So you're gonna have a lot of options there. I also like the fact that at the bottom, besides the standard adjustments that you get here, the manufacturer also included, I'm gonna try to get this on camera here, this little hole here. So you're gonna be able to install an umbrella as a diffuser if you want to use an umbrella. So you just stick the umbrella piece in there, and once you have it in there, then you just secure it into place with this piece here. So you got a few options there to be able to use an umbrella as a diffuser with this light. And then also design-wise in the back, I think having this LCD display is very helpful to be able to see your brightness level, but not only that, be able to see which channel and which group you're receiving on, so that you can quickly tell if you have it set to the correct settings there. And then you get this big knob to be able to change the brightness of the light, and then of course the push button here to be able to switch from group and channel and be able to make your adjustments with the same knob here. So overall, I think the manufacturer, in terms of build and design, did a great job with this light. Next, let's talk about the setup and operation of the light. The setup portion of the light, it's I think very simple and very straightforward. It's very standard in terms of other soft boxes and lights that are out there. One of the things that I do like is that the soft box here, let me grab it here for a second. The fact that it has the rods already built in, and all you got to do is just bend them out until they lock, I think is a great feature for this softbox that the manufacturer includes, because it makes setup very simple. There's a lot of softboxes out there that are affordable that the rods are separate, and you're gonna have to fish each rod into each section individually, and it takes a long time, especially if you're gonna be out in the field and you need to set up the softbox quickly. With those other type of soft boxes that everything comes in pieces, it's going to take a long time for you to assemble those, a lot longer than it would take you with this soft box, being that everything's already built in. There's nothing to really assemble other than taking each rod and just pushing it out until it locks into place. So the softbox that's included in terms of setup and operation, that softbox is very simple to set up. It just takes you a little bit of time to sit there and, you know, push out each rod, but it goes very quickly. The setup and operation of the light, it's very simple, very straightforward. Really all you got to dial in is the brightness that you're looking for, and you just got to make a decision as far as which mount you want. If you want the reflector mount to be able to focus the light as we're able to show in our demonstration, or add the softbox to be able to spread the light and soften the light coming out of this kit here. And then as far as changing the channel and changing the group, it was very simple, as you were able to see in our demonstration as well. So overall setup and operation of this light, I think is very simple. It's very standard in terms of lighting setup, but one of the advantages you get with the softbox is the fact that everything's already in the softbox. All you got to do is just spread everything out, lock it into place, and you're good to go. Now let's talk about some of the use case scenarios for this lighting kit. For YouTube videos, for any kind of videography work, whether it's going to be interviews, or if you're going to be doing a live stream, or if you're going to be doing tech reviews such as what we're doing here, or even tutorials such as makeup tutorials, any type of video work, especially for YouTube, this light is going to be able to provide you with excellent lighting because of the way it softens the light and the fact that the light is very powerful. And in combination with the softbox, you're going to be able to get that real nice diffused soft light showing up on your subject. So for any type of video work, this light is going to work great. And also you can use it for photography. The same applies there. So if you want continuous light instead of using flash, this light is going to work for that as well. Another use case scenario is if you're doing unboxing videos where you need soft, big light shining over whatever product that you're unboxing. That's going to work great for that as well. And then the fact that you get the reflector piece, so that if you do want to let's say put a gel over the reflector piece and be able to light a background and really concentrate that light over an area, a specific area that you want, this light is going to work great for that. You just have a ton of different options with this light. So whether you're doing video work, photography work, this light is going to be perfect in any of those scenarios, and you're going to be able to adapt this light to be able to get it to give you the look that you're going after. So overall, I think this light is very versatile, and I think as far as use case scenarios, really it's up to your imagination as far as what you can possibly adapt this light to, given all the accessories that this light comes with, and the fact that it has a Bowens mount, so you can add many different accessories that are out there for Bowens mount pieces. And now for the $1,000,000 question. Is the Godox SL60W lighting kit with softbox worth your hard-earned money? As of the recording of this video, this lighting kit sells for $149 on Amazon. We will include a link in the description of this video. I think you're getting a great value for what you're getting out of this lighting kit. It's very versatile, as we already talked about in our use case scenarios. There's a ton of different ways you're going to be able to use this light, and at $149, it's a great bargain. I mean, this light is built very well. It's a in my opinion, I think it's built in a way that it's going to be able to be a great light to be able to take with you out on the field. It's going to be able to take a little bit of a beating there. Of course, you always want to be careful with your lighting, but in the event that you accidentally dropped your bag, I think the light is going to be able to survive that because of the way it's built. And there's other competing lights that are out there that are much more expensive that pretty much provide the same exact thing that this light provides, but this light's only $149. I think it's very affordable. I think it's a light that you can basically buy several for the cost of what one light of the competitor cost. Some of the competitors out there, I mean, there's several $100s just for one light, and you get basically the same thing. But this one, you're getting everything that you need. You're getting the carrying bag, you're getting the softbox, you're getting the reflector, and you're getting the remote control. I don't think you'll be disappointed if you were to pick up one or several of these lights, especially because you're going to be able to control these lights in different groups or different channels using one remote. So at $149, I think you're getting a great bargain for the cost of the product. This is going to complete my review of the Godox SL60W lighting kit with softbox. If you found some value in this video, I would appreciate it if you were to hit the thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, that way you get notified the next time we upload a new video. And on that note, I will see you on the next review.